That's really important. I have to know that they're going to be able to pay the
Mm.
monthly rent, right?
It's just
And
like when you're a good landlord, you're almost qualifying somebody based on, especially with how we've how I've coached you up. Well, it's the
yes,
same thing that applies. The three qualifying factors.
yeah,
You know, your credit
credit.
is reflecting on, are you responsible? Your income and job,
Can
are
you pay
you
for it?
responsible?
Yeah.
And even for whether you're buying a house is more expensive, but when you're renting a house, everybody knows you're not going in with just, with no
So,
money.
as far as the deposits go and everything else, I usually ask, see if, for instance, if they're going to be moving in mid-month, I prorate that month, and then I charge them for the following month, and whatever the monthly rent is, I charge the same for a deposit. And if they have pets, it's a $250 deposit from the beginning, and $50 per pet at that point.
Mhm.
So you add that on top of the monthly rents. And not only that, if they have a credit score of 640 and below, I do charge them an additional amount for the deposit. But if they're 640 and up, then I just charge them that monthly,
That first month,
the first month, yeah,
first
or
and
last
last,
month.
yeah,
Yes.
first and last month, or
Yeah.
without a, okay, nice. That's really, that's
Simple.
good information. Yeah, simple.
I keep it simple, guys.
That's
You know,
reasonable too. Most I've heard landlords will want first months, last
yeah.
months, and the cleaning deposits and
Yes.
all kinds of stuff.
Well, recently I had a tenant move in. Oh, this was maybe 4 months ago, and they were telling me, yeah, we're looking at other places, and they were charging us almost $10,000 just to move in,
Wow.
with the deposits the first month and whatever else they were charging. Right? I was like,
Mhm.
wow, 10,000. They have different structure, different systems, but that's how my systems work. And
And if you're spending 10,000 to rent a home, look into the first time home buyer owning your home. It doesn't have to be the mansion.
hmm
When you're when you rent something, everybody knows. I mean, not everybody has a landlord like Raymond, who you're going into an amazing property, done up proper, all done and clean and updated and new, no issues. And if there is, he's coming in.
yes.
I rented with my mom growing up. I know we were always doing everything around there. So from yard work to whatever needed fixed. Guess what? When it's your property, you're investing in your asset. If it's a
Yes.
fixer upper, it could look at it's we're not that's not the dream home, but we always have a saying, one house leads to another. 99% of the time you own a home, you're never going back.
That's right.
And the ones who owned a home in the past, they're not telling you they're sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars. The baby boomers who are sold and renting, yeah, they're not telling you that they got the hundreds of thousands in the bank was because they sold their houses. They put the time in to, especially if you're younger, you're working, I don't care, anything under your 40s, you have time to where the loan's getting paid off. You're building an asset. And we're seeing right now, real estate's not going to go down and ever
That's
get
so.
to where it was in the 80s. It's never going to get to where it was in the 90s.
Nope.
It's never going to get to where it was in 2010s.
Yeah, history shows, guys, that over time, real estate does go up in price. It might come down, but it always goes up and up, right? And so those who bought in the past are not regretting it. So that's why I'm trying to
That's
find
right.
it. Hey, right?
Even
So,
after the '08 crash, the ones who
yeah,
survived, whether it was a modification and kept their house no matter what it took and sacrificed, trust me,
yes.
they're not regretting it now.
Sacrifice is the name of the game sometimes, guys. And if you want to get into the game of real estate, you have to start with your first home and make it happen.
Mhm.
Be a saver. Come down with a good plan, a balance sheet with you, or if you're single, by yourself, and your significant other. If you're married, come up with a good plan on savings. What is your income minus your expenses? How much can you save every month? Okay, if you can sit down and come up with a good game plan, guys, and sacrifice a little bit now, so that you can do what they can't do tomorrow. Let me just there's a phrase that
Wow.
I love, guys. It's called "Do what you can do today, so that you can do tomorrow what they can't."
Wow.
I don't know if that makes sense to you. Do what you can today, what they don't. Sorry, here we go.
Yeah.
Do what you can today, what they don't, so that you can do tomorrow what they can't.
Nice. That's exactly right.
Sacrifice, guys.
That's exactly 100%.
That's exactly how my wife did it from the beginning. We ate rice and beans, like you mentioned on one episode, for a little bit. But that was able to create this revenue of passive income now with our rental properties, that I was able to go on vacation, not worry about it. If I get fired, I'm not worried about it because our assets will sustain our cost of living. But it didn't start from one day to the next. It took discipline. It took sacrifice. But you start now, okay? You don't wait till you win the lottery. Oh, and then I'll learn how to save. Then I'll learn how money works, how the banking system works. No, educate yourself now. And just do it, guys, because
one step leads to another.
One step leads to another, one house leads to another, and eventually you become financially free, and you can kick your W-2 income job goodbye and sustain your assets by just maintaining them, and they will, if you take care of them, they will take care of you, guys. That's just the rule of thumb, right?
Yeah, and most don't realize the interest in California is fully deductible. You get up to a certain amount with the feds, from my understanding. Talk to a tax guy. A lot of times that sacrifice, and as you're building with your job and income, and you've sacrificed to make that house payment, all of a sudden, whoa, we got a tax refund. That extra month, that extra refunds, when we do the math, we're just as cheap as it was renting. But now we are building this asset, a real asset that's building wealth.
Wealth building.
That's where you're going to have hundreds of thousands,
yes,
versus 5,000 to 10,000 as a renter. As a homeowner, trust me, the time is now. Whenever you can pull it off. So
I just have to say, guys, with my experience in owning some rentals now, okay, it's not a big portfolio, it's a small one, but it's gotten us to the level where we can quit our jobs if we wanted to. But I continue to work because I want to get to that next level. Okay, I want to build legacy wealth for my family, okay, to where I can build a trust to where we're acting as our own bank, my family is. That's my main goal. When I leave, I want to leave a legacy to my family and make sure that they're well off, and my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren can enjoy the fruits of our labor. So we're starting it with this generation, my generation, Robert, and I want this to continue to the next generations, and that's my ultimate goal, guys. Put a goal on paper and just get it started now.
Hallelujah. Yeah, and we're getting towards the end of the show, and I agree with you cold-hearted, 100%. Cold-heartedly, you are speaking truth, and you're a living example of what to do. We're trying to get some guests on. We're going to have Mike Arias Jr. from Chicago Title. He's going to give us, in my opinion, really what's going on in the high desert. Must listen to, must see when we post the shows.
I'm excited.
I'm also reaching out to one of the representatives of our local congressman,
Jay Obernolte.
Yes. Hopefully, he's been to the studio before, I hear, to El Dorado Studios and up here in the high desert. And hopefully in the future, we can get him on and see what he can tell us about the high desert,
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was our assemblyman, and then we put him into Congress.
You know what? Well, stop
I'm
at
not
that
sure,
note.
but
We're running out of time, Robert.
Oh, yes, and you can get a hold of me at 760-669-7813. You can look me up, Robert Bulmer, anywhere with FBC Mortgage. They are an equal housing, FBC is an equal housing lender. Their NMLS is 152859. My NMLS number is 322918. Call me anytime. I don't need personal information to coach you up and accurately break down and let you know what's possible.
Give me a call, Ray Aquino, 909-553-1138. If you have any questions about investing, we can help you out. Let me know if you want to learn my formulas. Love y'all. Have a great day.
Yep. Don't forget to visit his restaurant, Spring House Family Restaurant in Hesperia. Amazing.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody.
Right on.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too. Everybody, bye.
Bye-bye.
I was saying you too.
No, thank you, sir. You too.
Did you hear that?